Whatever you're doing, get out of here.
All right, everyone's been super friendly.
Go on your way.
So it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. When people are rude to you, you just don't let them come down on you. And simply, we're just doing our job. So when you're in a situation like this, we're gonna keep walking because he who angers you controls you. Everyone's been super nice. He has no idea what we're doing. Are you upset?
Don't you guys have something better to do?
Do you know why I was here though?
You guys look for problems.
God bless you, sir.
Oh, absolutely. And take those cancel your video and everything.
It's nice to be important. It's more important to be nice. And we'll see you on YouTube. All right, we're on the road. We're making plays. We knocked maybe 10 doors yesterday. We got 2 transactions. We never met any of these people. And today we're heading to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're gonna start the day with selling some salesmen on selling. We've got 4 calls today. Not only am I coaching, but I'm being coached today. And we're driving over in the Maybach to Pittsburgh. Really excited for tomorrow. Let the journey continue. Let's go. All right, I'm so excited for the next episode. We're here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We took the Maybach over and we're about to meet up with my boy, Brian Lepowski. Me and Brian started working together when we were 18 years old. I'm super proud of what he's been able to build. Pittsburgh is an away game. I've never sold door to door here. Pittsburgh versus your boy. We got to make some plays. Losing is not an option. So we will see you on the scoreboard. Ding, ding, ding. Valet service, sir. Bro, so I started knocking doors with this kid when we were 18 years old. Now we're in our mid-30s, bro. Fucking, we're getting old, dog. We're gonna make a movie. We're gonna sell them on selling. And all right, let's hop in. Let's go. How long have you guys known each other?
What's wild, I grew up
31, age 19.
19?
I probably grew up 500-600 yards from him, but we grew up in different townships.
I mean, one thing I'd say I appreciate undeniably being in the field. Like, I mean, we have like talented people.
You just talked about that.
Married to the game. Yep. The difference is people are interested when they need to be committed. All right, we got a big day today, baby. We're in Pittsburgh. We got to give them way more than they expect. Get our slicks all in order. Oh, baby, we're gonna make some plays today. We're in Pittsburgh. This is an away game. Let's get it, baby. Let's make some plays. All right, we're about to start our day. We're about to go get ourselves crispy. What's up, man? The spot? Yep. Pulling stuff. Oh, super, brother. Really appreciate it.
Without further ado, I want to take this time to introduce my friend, colleague over the years, and just a great human being, Taylor McCarthy, which is a world-renowned sales coach. So let's give it up for Taylor. I'm going to play this video.
Let's go! But what we're going to be talking about is one specific subject today. I could give you a ton of content, but the idea is to give you the one main thing. And the idea is we're always going to go back to the main message today to really help you think differently.
I want to thank Taylor McCarthy.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Hi, how are you? Hey, my name is Taylor McCarthy. These guys are all just training with me today.
Okay, cool.
I actually cannot sell you anything. You guys already have the solar on the roof.
Yes.
How long have you guys had the panels up there?
Since we've been here, five or six.
Cool, yeah. So like if you're able to, I would just try to spray it with a hose because you might get actually more production out of it just from that stuff. But yeah, we just go to the homes that like don't have the solar, so we've had a ton of inquiries in this area, and then I always just like to check in with people that already have the panels installed.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate your time.
I appreciate you. Thank you for that.
Hi, how are you? Hi, is there a Dana that lives here? Okay, that must have been the previous homeowner. Yeah, is the homeowner available, or I'll pop by in like a couple hours to speak with them then. Is it Mrs. Kessler? My name is... No problem. This is your location. I was the one that put together the entire report.
Our door's shut.
Yeah.
He won't be here, but his white truck will be here, but it's great.
Worst case, I'll have Jared pop by tomorrow, and if you're here, you're here. Worst case, he'll drop it in the mailbox, and I can always text you over the report. But if you just send me, once you get to your phone, just send me a quick thumbs up emoji so I know that you got, or whatever your favorite emoji is, just so I know that you got the text. All right, what was your first name? Roxanne. I'm Taylor. That's a cool name. My dad's favorite song was that, Roxanne, turn on the red lights. All right, take care. Hi, miss, how are you? You are the homeowner here, correct? It's gonna be a 6.2% increase.
Yeah, I know.
Did you get the electric bill that said do not pay yet?
No. Ours runs pretty much the same. I'm on a budget, but it always stays the same. In fact, sometimes I don't even have to pay.
This isn't a doorstep decision. It's worth giving him 10 minutes to at least drop it off for you.
Yeah.
How many years have you lived here?
We moved here in December of 1996.
Oh wow, I was 6 years old. All right, miss, very nice to meet you. He'll pop by Saturday with the report. All right, take care. Hi, it is serious. We're not trying to come down on anybody, however it is important.
I'm not going to make any changes this far.
Okay, it's something you should look into if you want to save money, whether it's not going to be through me, but if anybody ever does approach you about it, that's why people are doing it. So very nice to meet you, miss. Take care. Hi, my name is Taylor McCarthy.
He fell asleep.
Oh, he fell asleep?
Yeah,
Is there any
he
way?
said if you come back, he doesn't.
Is there any way you could wake him up real quick, or
No.
do you want me to come? Do you want me to?
Just got home.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not
It just
gonna
got
wake
home.
him up. You know what? We're moving though.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Are you guys moving within 6 months?
We're moving next week.
In a week, you're gonna move, and this house is either gonna be vacant, or you're gonna rent it out, or you're gonna list it for sale.
Gonna list it for sale.
Perfect. When they send the drone photo and they show off the new technology on the roof, you're able to actually like get more for the value of the home, because a lot of people look at the cost of living being lower being a reason why they buy a home.
You moved in '67.
67? That was. You're like the mayor of the neighborhood, huh? You're like
Once we leave, then we'll be the last one.
And what was your first name?
Ginny.
Jenny. I'm Taylor. It's pretty cool. Can I get a high five?
Okay.
Low?
Jenny.
Okay.
Middle?
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Jenny. Take care.
Hey.
Hi.
You must be Mama.
We're not approaching you about buying a system. We're approaching you about utilizing you as a model home.
Do you remember why your husband didn't like solar the first time he looked into it?
I think it was just the payoff.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing typically like assessments.
That's what most people approach you about, is going into debt, taking out a loan, and just having a manufacturer warranty. What we would propose is producing power on site. With a home like this, we use less panels, which maximizes the production, which gives you the lowest fixed amount. And then 5 years from now, you're not affected by the increases. Okay, we'll have the report ready, and if we see a car, we'll just come by and knock on the door. We won't try to convert your religion or politics, nothing like that. All right, take care. Hello? Yeah, knock that one. And this is Meadowlark, right? I don't know if anybody had showed you kind of what was going on. So what we would propose is not taking a loan out, not going into debt, not paying any fees, just actually producing the power on site here.
So I actually just live here by myself, so my bill is like usually just like $70 a month.
70?
Not
Okay.
bad, I think.
So I can text you the full pre-report right now.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm reluctant to make
Yeah.
any physical changes like to the house because I may not be here long. So
I gotcha.
I'm
What I always tell
someone else approached me about this and I gave them the same reason. So
What I always tell people is it's the best home improvement you can do, because it appreciates the value of the home, but it's redirecting a bill that you're not going to cancel. So it's not like you come out of pocket. It's just, instead of paying the $70 to the utility company, imagine if you had a $40 fixed amount for your electricity and it never goes up. Christine, I'm Taylor. I'll follow up on a text, or Jared will pop by on Saturday and drop it off for you.
So after shadowing Taylor today, what do you think some of the biggest takeaways were?
Transitioning people from their objections, and if they're, people were asking about the roof, and he would just kind of steer them towards back to the topic, maintaining control of the conversation and not letting people get too much in their head about.
He doesn't take no for an answer, so if someone has an objection, he just moves right on. Creative in his answers. His body language, the way he matches the energy of people.
I usually don't carry anything on the doors, but maybe having like one slick to show them.
Pretty good. My name is Taylor McCarthy. I'm just training all these guys today. Pretty much just cut to the chase. There was a letter. I don't know if you saw it. basically states that the rates are going up on June 1st. In this program, there's no loan involved, there's no debt incurred.
So my name is Alex Schneider.
Who do you partner with for roofing too, by the way?
So we work through Tailor-Made Solutions. They're one of our preferred installers with Palmetto. It's because we partner with Owens Corning.
So Alex will fill that out with you tomorrow. If you turn it around, those are like the big benefits, the incentives, and then obviously the reasons why we couldn't do it.
3 o'clock works good for you?
Because I got to drop my vehicle off.
Okay, cool.
That's what the new stuff looks like too. So you can see it's more low profile.
Okay.
Like that, I would personally never put that on my roof because it's lines
So
and
one
stuff.
of the things too with them, I know that neighbor very well. When he was having that done, he actually had to have them come in and do stuff in his attic, and he's got the same exact house as mine from a structural standpoint. The township required him saying that the roof structure wasn't sound enough.
Yep.
Is that something?
So there's 3 check marks we need to obtain. Like say you're like, I want to do this. We can't do it. We have to send a surveyor out here that's going to check the roof. Because once we put panels on the roof, we are responsible for 25 years. To maintain warranty, they check your attic, they check your main breaker to make sure it's the power doesn't need to be updated or anything like that. Sometimes we'll disqualify the home if you have ridge sags. But once we get that approval, then we get approval from the utility, then we get permitting, then we install, then we inspect, then we turn on. It's probably from when the system is turned on, what would you say, is about 90 days or less?
Actually less. So
Okay, I would say 90 just in case sometimes the utility drags their feet, but it's like sometimes a 60-day process.
Been here for going on 18 years, and this is the same. I mean, I don't know how long before that. I'd have to go back and check on when they did the.
Do you know roughly what the utility bill comes to, like average?
My utility bill, because I got it set up on the plan.
Yep.
Is around close to 200.
200, okay. So if you have an extra bill, don't chuck it. When he buys by tomorrow, he's going to reference all that.
One of the things too, so everything in my house is electric. I had this addition put on, so I got the Mitsubishi split here that my wife pretty much.
Oh, the mini split.
And run all winter at warm and all summer as cold. So that's my bill is higher. Electric washer, electric dryer.
Nice.
So everything's electric in the house.
But yeah, you said 330 works good for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is Meadowlark, correct? Okay, I don't know if you guys knew what happened. Actually, this is your property.
Yeah, I'm not really interested.
I got you.
I looked at solar. I don't want a windmill. I looked at solar. I'm 71 years old. It's not going to pay for itself.
I like your ET shirt. What is that?
It's a bicycle ride.
I got you. So all I'll say is what I'm doing is completely different, because this would be the destination I try to get you to, is a do not pay electric bill.
I know you cannot own the equipment,
Yeah, so the new way that we've had a lot of inquiries for is ultimately what we refer to as Project Alchemy, which is a first-class service where we pay for the system. It's just you get so much sun on the house.
I don't want you owning anything on my house.
We don't own it. What the idea would be is we would just use the roof as a power plant. You still own your home.
No, but you still own the power plant on the roof. I don't want that. I'm not interested.
I got you.
Take your time somewhere else.
I would just ask you this one last question. Obviously they aren't, but if the panels were on your roof, what do you think your biggest concern would be?
I don't know that I'd have a concern. I just don't want them.
I got you.
They're gonna pay for themselves. If I was 40 years old, I'd look into it, but I'm...
You weren't canceling the Duquesne bill though, right? Like you weren't going to cancel the account? The reason I asked that is because no matter what, that's 100% interest. If you move...
Up to the PUC.
Well, I appreciate your time, sir. Sorry I'm so persistent. I just know I could help you. Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
Hey, sorry we're late. We did want to do about 2 more. These guys are all just training with me today. I'm going to give you the short version. I take it you are the homeowner here at 1411?
Yeah.
What's so unique about your location is you guys are getting sun on both sides of the roof. You would not go solar for the savings. What people are doing this for is to have control and predictability.
I'm gonna be away from here all day tomorrow because this is gonna be crazy. Yeah.
The hardest part of my job is timing. What I can do is I can have Alex drop off the report maybe either Friday or Saturday.
Well, you know what? To be honest, I'll have to see how this goes tomorrow. If they're still here. Okay, I'll be around here Friday too then, just to see. But you're saying that would be no cost to me, correct?
Well, we haven't picked the home yet, so for us you have to be eligible. You have to have lived in the home for over 2 years.
Okay.
You have to allow us to use you as a reference, and then in return, we have to get it approved from the utility company and our structural team. Since you're getting...
So there's no guarantee?
No, all he's going to do is show it to you. It's very exploratory.
And then I say yes or no, or sign something?
If we do get you approved, we'd put you into the back of the line, and then we'd try to get approval on your behalf. If the utility company was to deny the application, then nothing changes. Everything's going to stay the same way that it is now. And we're going to go Friday, 2 p.m.
Yep.
Thank you so much. He'll pop by and show it to you on Friday. All right, sounds good. See ya. This isn't even fun for me anymore, dude. Literally like 80% of the people I talk to, I set appointments for. Brent, dude, you've watched me for 3 days, bro. More people tell me yes than tell me no. You heard that?
Yep. Stop.
1, 2, 3. He was ready to say the P word. Can't say that word, guys. Nasty word. We present.
Bad words. Hey, how's it going, man? Doing good. My name's Alex Schneider. I'm not sure if you happen to get one of these in the mail lately. Yeah, do you know, like, do you maybe have like a spare bill hanging around? I can kind of show you a little bit about it.
Oh, I could do Can Light?
Yeah.
No,
do you do paper or is it online for them?
Online.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I love that they did this. They're now pushing like all bills online. So I can kind of like look at the bar graph area.
We utilize your roof as a power plant to produce all the power on site. So all Alex does is he finishes the report and then finds a time when's good for you. And then he actually shows you the comparison and where the panels would be laid out, what your bill would have been last month.
Awesome. Yeah, we should be back around like 4:30, 4:45-ish. Like I said, we have like a couple more people that we were gonna finish up with, and then yeah, we'll be right back.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
See you in a minute.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Like if I use the same word, like this is awesome, 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 it becomes redundant over time. And then trying to eliminate some of the seal talk, which is ums and ahs.
Gotcha.
But overall, it's good. I mean, obviously you study, you know what I mean? A lot of the, you can learn to polish a little bit, like you're gonna be way better. Like you're already really good, dude. So
appreciate it.
Hello. Hey, so that person texted me back. They're like, I was like, all right. I was like, I already completed the report. Do you want me to at least just drop it off for you? And they're like, yeah, you can drop it off. So they're a little interested.
Hey, I'm Kyle with Lifestyle. We're gonna sell these people a PPA here. There's absolutely no way that they're not going solar today. Let's go. Hey, ma'am, how you doing today? Good, good. Hey, so I just got a report here to show you.
I really can't do anything with this right now because we're having people come and do a new driveway and everything it's going to be.
So that's actually like the reason why that you would do something like this. So what time do you and your husband normally get off work?
It's tomorrow, Thursday. Sorry.
What did he say?
He said no.
Didn't come to the door, bro. Yeah. No, you did fine. He said it, dude. I'll talk to this guy right now. Hi, sir. How are you?
Whatever you're doing.
I'm not with sales. I know it's a heartbreaker. Yeah, we're supposed to let you know what happened last Thursday. We're not with sales.
Everyone get out.
All right, everyone's been super friendly. Thanks for treating me like a human being.
Go on your way.
So it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. When people are rude to you, you just don't let them come down on you. And simply, we're just doing our job. So when you're in a situation like this, we're gonna keep walking because he who angers you controls you. Everyone's been super nice. He has no idea what we're doing. So he's gonna have the yellow form come to his house, which is that one, which is what we were trying to explain. God bless. Yep, it's right here.
Yeah, yellow forms. Blue.
Are you upset?
Don't you guys have something better to do?
I was the one that put together the report for this location.
Walked on. Why don't you
Do you know why I was here though?
like confrontation, don't you? You guys look for problems.
God bless you, sir.
Oh, absolutely. Take their sample, your video, and everything.
It's nice to be important. It's more important to be nice. It's more important to be nice. We weren't rude to you.
Being nice and
yeah.
Awesome. You guys have a splendid day.
And we'll see you on YouTube.
I can't wait.
God bless. That guy was ridiculous, dude. Go get a job. Yeah, I do have a real job, but he doesn't want to compare bank accounts in that situation. Didn't mean to cause you any emotional hardships. Well, I didn't do anything, bro. I didn't cause any confrontation at all. He told me to leave. Hello? It's Taylor.
Talking about the solar last time. Yeah, you told me the only reason why you didn't want to do it is because you don't want to take out any finances. So we created a program just for you, actually.
Here's your report, actually. Was the utility bill still around that like 150 range, or did it go up or down?
I don't want to waste your time or mine.
Okay.
Let me ask you a
right
question.
now.
So obviously this fire might have changed things for you, but since the last time we spoke, the only reason why you canceled was because of the financing, correct? because you
Well,
had
it
to
was
take
the
on the
expense,
financing of
and
that.
then your system didn't have batteries.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need batteries. We live in a 1-to-1 net metering state here in Pennsylvania, right? So it's like there's absolutely no reason why you would ever put that battery on there unless you want to occur more.
Or unless he lost power like 5 times a month. So if you could pay less on a bill you're never going to cancel, all we do is show it to you and then the ball's in your court.
Don't know. I mean, I'm trying to coordinate, like, I'm here right now.
I'll have him send you the pre-report and then I'll have him follow up with you.
Yeah, I don't want to make any promises that
I still have your information. I'll shoot you a text back. Thanks, man.
How's it going, man? I'm super sorry to bother. I know you probably get knocked like, a million times here.
This is my sister's house.
We'll pop back by another time when she's home and just leave her with the report. All right, so with situations like that, she's not the homeowner. Because sometimes people lie about being homeowners. So that's what I'll say is, okay, we just want to make sure the homeowner was paid properly. Are you the homeowner? And then you're showing them the do not pay electric bill. But like situations like that, we don't even need to, you give her more information, it's worse.
How are you? Sorry to interrupt you. Did you happen to see, they just sent these out from Duquesne Light. It's a new rate increase slip.
Yeah, I don't own this house.
Oh, okay.
So you're talking to the wrong person. I'm sorry. All I can do is, maybe tell her to get in touch with you.
Perna, I'm Alex. It's
Hi,
a pleasure.
Alex.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're already working with a couple other neighbors, so I figured we'd stop by.
Okay,
Awesome.
thank you.
You have a great day, Perna. Hey, how are you?
We're not interested. Thank you so much.
Just so you know, that's the report that if you saw the drones, it wasn't Russia, it wasn't China. The hardest part of our job is timing. If you want, he can drop off the physical report later. If not, no big deal. Yeah, thanks. When he was like, oh, I'm not interested, right? Like, usually what I do is I'm like, yeah, of course, sir, you don't want to buy anything, right? This isn't a sales process. I know it's a heartbreaker. I know you guys wanted to maybe talk vacuum cleaners or waterproof towels. It's actually a little bit different. I can see you're probably pretty busy right now. I was the one that put together the report, and then you kind of just go through it. Hi, sir, how are you? I got the whole basketball team with me today.
Solar heat, water.
It's a little bit different. It used to be about solar. Now it's just whether or not you were paid properly.
I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have anything you could leave me to take a look at?
Yep, I have your report actually.
Just if you could just email it to me.
Okay, I'll email it to you right now.
You're gonna have to give me a lot more better than that.
I haven't even explained it, so there's really no way like I could even get you interested.
Well, we're gonna be tied up, so.
Of course, I'm busy too, so it's not like, but if the panels were on the roof, what do you think like your biggest concern would be?
I don't know. Let me think about it.
No, of course.
I would think if you send me the report, I will read it. If you send me anything, you tell me how you do things, you tell me how you figure out the cost, and I'll take a look at it.
Bottom line is Duquesne's a monopoly. We've never had a second option.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. I would just talk to a lot of the neighbors. They're getting theirs done. God bless you, man.
How are you?
What are you doing? Well, we're not here to sell you anything.
Oh no, these are the ones that we're supposed to show to the homeowners. Okay, then what we'll do is just pop by when your husband's here and explain it to both of you guys. Nice to meet you.
Hey, ma'am, how you doing today? Have you ever seen this here where it's a negative bill? Okay, do you have any availability this afternoon that we could drop this by for you?
No. I don't want panels. No, it's the fact that ice slides off of there, and if it breaks a panel or something, then you're going to be in the hassle as to who.
If you already have like the solar lights, I know that you believe that the technology works. What we do is we basically just go over the information as like an apples to apples, so it's not some kind of like aggressive sales process. We're trying to beat those sales guys here, so that we don't have to have any other tech stuff.
Thanks, Debbie. It was nice
We'll
meeting
talk
you.
to you soon.
Debbie's going solo tomorrow. Hey, sir, how you doing today? Great. Did you see the rate increase that's sent to you by Duquesne Light? It was actually a yellow piece of paper.
I just signed up. I'm good.
Gotcha. And so we're actually not trying to sign you up for a supplier or anything.
I'm not into the solar.
If you don't mind me asking why, is it the aesthetics?
I'm an electrician. Yeah, I don't like the aesthetics. 34 years.
And in that 34 years, what do you have to show for the money you've dumped into Duquesne Light's monopoly?
Nothing. Thanks.
All right, man.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I always check with the Google sunroof. Every calculation I get, I'm running 20 years between $8,000 and $10,000 net present value.
That's the loan program, which is not what I'm approaching you about. I'm approaching this one about being a model home. Is not for you to go into debt. There would be no sort of loan. There's no sort of period of payback.
Yeah, so it's a lease you own.
Well, what we refer to it as is a power purchase agreement, where we actually propose the idea of utilizing the roof as a power plant, where any power that's being produced on site you're able to buy that power at a much more economical amount. But the reason people are going solar with this program is not because of the savings. Because like say your bill's $100 a month and your new solar amount would be 60.
Yeah.
It's not about the 480 a year, it's what's happening over the course of time with the increases that you're gonna avoid. Oh yeah, that's fine. How are you, sir? I just had an appointment at 6, so I'm just popping by because I spoke with her wife earlier.
Were you guys going around the area, or
I was on this street most of the day, and then we just got
stuff or something, or?
I'm the trainer, so I'm training everybody out here.
What are you soliciting, or what are you doing?
So we're in charge of the project for the whole solar program.
Do you have a permit to solicit?
I'm just the trainer. The company holds all of that. I travel all around the country. That's why we have the camera. It's not normal. You see 4 or 5 people, so I'm guessing that's why somebody called.
Okay. Well, you're supposed to have a permit to solicit.
Okay.
So you can't solicit, go around asking people. That's like I said, we got to
course.
complain about it. So
yeah.
If you have an appointment with them, then by all means you have an appointment with them. But usually when you guys get a permit, you get a tag or whatever from the township. And
okay.
When usually, because there's always someone that calls, people were complaining about you guys were asking to film or something. I don't know.
Typically what I do is I say, hey, my name is Taylor McCarthy. This is Tanner. He's just training today. If anybody says, hey, I don't want to be filmed, when we don't film anybody, he's a professional cinematographer. He stays on the...
I'm just saying, I think that was...
Yeah, no problem. So, yeah. Well, we appreciate it, and you know, we don't try to bother anybody. When people are rude or anything, we just say, "Hey, have a nice day." So, Officer Chatham.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, man, there's just going to be a report in saying,
no problem.
You guys just advise you can't solicit.
I appreciate it.
Of course.
I believe you were the guys. Like I said, we got a call about it. Something. You guys drive a silver truck or something, or
no?
Okay.
No trucks.
Okay, good deal.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, sorry about that.
What about ownership? Who is having ownership of the panels?
So you have 2 options. You have the ability to own the system outright immediately from day one, which requires a utility loan or paying cash, or through the power purchase agreement.
I appreciate it. The problem is we're going to be ready to sell the house.
Perfect.
That's a detrimental factor for selling the house. Nobody will touch it with a 10-foot pole. If I own it, yes.
The short answer is somebody wouldn't even look at the house if they didn't like the idea. Do you think you'd be moving like outside of a year? Because that's one of the best parts. And the reason I say that is because we give you a fixed amount. Do you have the report?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want, I can show it to you real quick, just so you know. Yeah, what we would do is survey the roof.
Yeah.
Where you can see where the panels are kind of laid out as a 5.74 kilowatt system. It's an estimated 82% offset. Obviously, if we added panels here and here, you could get up to 100. If you were to do it anywhere, it'd probably be on that section to see where those 3 panels would break down. If you do nothing, that's just what you're going to pay over time. We estimate that with a 4%, 5% increase, that's what it will be in 25 years, but nobody knows that.
Right.
That's your average utility bill, but we cover all the upfront costs. That's just kind of to break it down, like what your cost per kilowatt would move to.
Currently with Duquesne Light, you're paying a cent per kilowatt for just like your supply. What we do is we cover the supply, transmission, distribution, and customer charge.
If you didn't say this is not from Google Sunroof, I'm like this.
Yeah, we run our own software program over top of it. It's called Aurora. So essentially what it does is it measures the sun hours on the roof itself.
As far as like the move, the way that I look at it is, you know, the control and predictability. If Duquesne Light and Electric says we're doing 10% increases, you're avoiding all of that for the future home buyer.
Let me ask you one question. So you have ownership of the panel. Now I have a leak in the roof and the panels need to come out for any.
We're responsible for it's full coverage.
That's why I love our program.
Full coverage.
The average life of a solar company before they go bankrupt.
Great point right there.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
So that is the biggest issue. Cost of replacing a panel, $300 per panel. Taking it off, putting it back on from it, right?
The way I look at it though is if the company went out of business, we're not going to even have trucks to pick up the panels, and you're producing your power on site here.
Oh, I know.
Essentially, the way that we position everything is that we have full coverage over the entire system for 25 years. So
the problem with the ownership option is just a manufacturer guarantee, not full coverage, because believe it or not, the first thing that will go is not a solar panel, it'll be the inverter.
Oh, I know.
The inverter was the first thing to go.
Oh, yeah, if you have a microinverter or something.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah.
What we do is we have to look at the roof, we survey the roof, we make sure it's structurally sound, we submit applications to the utility company, but kind of a crazy way to think about it is imagine if you had panels and you paid the $112 and we work for the utility company saying let's rip it off and go back to the $150 with the increases.
Yeah, right.
It's like when you moved in, if you had the representative lay out both options, most people would pick this option.
So if we're sitting in Pennsylvania right now, we're averaging about 20%.
Yeah.
That's an average, and if you look at
Right.
what that looks like as far as like savings, we're lowballing you.
Yeah.
We're saying, hey, you know, 43,000 in savings if we don't even accrue any, you know, inflation from the utility.
Yeah.
I want to show you one thing because I have access to something that these guys don't even have access to. It's a pilot program. So this 112 is a fixed amount at a 2.9 cap. So if I go 1.029 like Alex showed you, you know, that's the most it could increase year in, year out. It would take, you know, 12 years to get to where you're at right now.
Right.
If we could put you into the back of the line and survey the roof and actually start the approval process, I have the ability to do something that's pretty unique. So I would be able to do a true 0.99 escalator for you, potentially, if you were above a 650 FICO, where the most it could increase year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, year 7, year 8, like 10 years from now, that when you have the coveted under 1% escalator, because inflation is obviously more than 1%, you know, 25 years from now, your fixed amount is like 141, which is, you know, like tens of thousands of dollars back into your pocket. We'd want you to be excited about it, though, being blunt.
Cash for it if I wanted to.
I think what's best is, you know, we can schedule somebody to look at the roof. And that's just the first step of the process.
How about you give me a call in a week from now?
So it'll be Alex that follows up with you. Yeah, to answer your question, the meters, the permitting, we cover all of that included with that amount. The only way you could ever incur a fee besides that is if the breaker needed to be replaced, or if we went up there and said the roof needs to add structure or something like that. Well, we appreciate you giving us the time, genuinely, and Alex is the project manager, so he'll follow up with you. Thanks for that advice. You know, I'll make my way over to the motherland eventually. So people are kind of sick and tired of getting nickel and dimed. The unique thing about your house is what I'm showing you is from 6 in the morning all the way till 8:30 at night, you guys get crushed in sun. Even if I go to the winter months. Jerry, I'm Taylor. What I would propose is actually lowering the amount that you pay every month to West Penn and actually foregoing this electric increase. Actually, if you can grab your electric bill for me real quick. Okay, that's digital 3.0. Got a couple pipes back there. We wouldn't use that section, probably not. So I would use the roof portion to actually lower the bill. I don't know if there's like a small corner of a table. Is there just a small place I can put my stuff down? Do you need us to take off our shoes?
No.
Okay, cool. And how long have you lived here in the house, Jerry?
About 1974.
That's before my lifetime. So if I can't lower the amount, we're not doing anything. The only way I can do it is if I can show you a savings on the bill. Obviously, the reason why so many people are getting involved with the program is because of the fact that they can actually save money on their bill. We would not ask you to buy the solar system. What we would ask is to use the roof as a power plant where you're producing all your electric on site here. The biggest question I get is, what would this cost me? You're already paying for it. If I can't shift the money you give to West Penn to fund the project, we are not even allowed to do the home. What happens to my roof? It keeps the house cooler. If you move or if something ever happens to you, it transfers to the new homeowner. And then the idea is that you're seeing savings immediately from day one. These are reasons you would never go solar, is if I was trying to convince you to buy it, if you would have to go into debt, if there was loans involved. What I would propose is us actually using this one as what we refer to as a model home, where the sun would go up and the bills would go down. So right now you're not using a lot of power, but the reason your power rate goes up in the summer is because you use the air conditioner, I take it. So what I would want to try to do is actually lower that amount that you pay every month, because these months are like $100 bills and then these months are closer to $50 bills. Right now your average bill is $58. Your average monthly every single month, you're giving the utility company $50 a month after. That's like $600 a year. You get 100% of your power coming from West Penn. No added home value, no tax incentives, and then we see 7 to 8% increases per year with the utility. This year we have the 10% increase. You've lived here since 1967. How much money do you think you've paid to the utility company up until this point? Pretty good amount. I think the number one reason that deters people from even getting involved with this is if there was any sort of upfront costs, like if you had to pay for anything out of pocket. So this is what happens. There's 3 check marks we need to obtain to look at the roof. You have something called a breaker box, main panel. They'll look at those to make sure that the home is eligible. If the home is not eligible, then everything stays the same as it is right now with West Penn. If the home is eligible, then we submit a form to West Penn to try to get you approved. If they do approve you, we pay for the permitting. After we pay for the permitting, we schedule a date to put the panels on the roof. Once the panels are on the roof, we inspect it. After it's inspected, then the sun goes up and the bills go down. I understand it's just you in the house, you don't use a lot of power, but if they say each kilowatt is now 24 cents, then right now the meter goes tick, 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 18 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents. When solar's on the roof, the meter spins in the backwards direction. So if nothing changes, that's the situation we're in today. But what I always tell people is if I could show you a lower number on this side that doesn't have these crazy increases, the only way you would stay with the utility company is if you wanted to justify a way to basically tip the utility company. If you move, if something were to happen to you, it transfers to the new homeowner, but gives you that appreciation value. You said you're 90 right now, right?
In August, I'm going to be 90. I'm 89 right now. I'll be 90 in August.
And how many days a week do you go to the gym?
Usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
And how long do you usually stay at the gym?
Maybe an hour, hour and a half.
What do you think makes a good fighter, though? Like, what do you think makes somebody good at fighting? Like, what do you think the key is, would you say, in your experience?
First, you got to be strong.
Yeah.
You got to be durable.
Yeah, and you got to protect yourself.
You got to be durable. And you got to be
protect yourself.
Fast enough to get to help protect yourself.
So I would like to ask this because I can tell you have a lot of wisdom. Like, what advice would you give to a young 34-year-old? Like, just a life advice. If you were to give me any sort of advice.
Don't box.
Don't box. So the way I set it up is I put 8 panels on the front of your house. So as long as I can use you as a reference, obviously you don't brag to the neighbors, that's what your new power bill would be. This would all go away.
What do I have to say? This is the greatest thing ever.
My dad always says documentation beats conversation, but being very blunt with you, I travel all around the country, and I told Alex before, I said, hey, if we can't truly help Jerry, I do not want to do it.
The place is damaged.
We are fully responsible to maintain, warranty, and insure the entire system. Alex is your project manager. He manages the entire project. He'll check in with you every week to give you updates. And then on the day of the install, we wait 30 days at least to turn the system on. And the first $44 statement would happen 60 days after the physical install. Print everything out after you show him, and you're gonna have to bring it back. Because I'm gonna have him bring you physical copies. Like my dad's always told me, documentation beats conversation.
An open mind coming into this.
Of course.
I just hope I'm not getting...
If everything I'm telling you is exactly the way that it is, guess what? It is. There's no more, there's no less. The only difference is this $44 could go up 50 cents or down 50 cents. So it could be $43.50 or it could be $44.50. Like there could be an extra 50 cents and change there. How about Alex comes by on Monday when Barb is here?
I can't say for sure when she's here.
I gotcha. It's tough for me because I know I can help you, but I want to make sure that everything is 1,000% how it should be. I mean, this is a very unique situation, you know. But I'm talking to you almost like I talked to my opa or my grandpa. And if somebody was to sit in with my grandpa, I would want to make sure that everything was very thorough. And that's why I've been very thorough. I've told you exactly how it is. We actually care about you. We're not scumbags. We're not out here just trying to screw people over. And I think you can see that with our intention.
As long as there's no repercussions of something coming back about damage to the house.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing like that. It's just what Brian, the owner of the company, doesn't want is Brian doesn't want, you know, us to go through the documents and then have something happen where it's like, you know, maybe you were like, I never agreed to that. You know, imagine if you said that, then it would be Alex and me would lose our job.
If I agree to something right now, you can believe my word.
I understand.
I agree to it. That's the kind of person I am. I wouldn't screw with
In the same way.
Yeah. Would there be any way you could call Barb right now and then Alex could talk to her and then come back and show her all this? Hi Barb, how are you?
Well, what's your company? Company?
Palmetto. what we proposed to Jerry is utilizing the front side of the roof as a power plant. What I did was I got off the phone with the owner of the company to see if we can even get it approved because it's a smaller system. We would actually cover all of the upfront costs.
Well, so you're telling me that you can put solar panels on his roof for nothing?
Correct. He would pay these
are expensive as hell.
You're right. Okay, you want to know what the catch is? Why do you think he picked West Penn Electric? You don't have a second option. That's the thing is, we have a monopoly for who we pay our power company to. So what I could do is one or two things. One, I could actually start the application process for him today and actually have some...
Please don't do that.
We won't. What we can do then is maybe the next time you're over here visiting Jerry, I can send Alex over and I'm going to leave him with all the form that I laid out everything. And then Alex can re-explain it to both of you guys.
It's like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, we met him at about 6, so we were talking about boxing for a little bit, and you can research who I am on the internet. You can type in Taylor McCarthy, that's who I am. So I think the best proposition, if you're open to it, is maybe the next time you visit Jerry, I don't know if you're going to be over here in the next few days, but I can send Alex over and he can re-explain everything to both of you guys.
Earliest I could be there would be Tuesday. Anytime after 11.
12 on Tuesday, Alex will be here and re-explain it to you. And just so you know, we're not signing him up for anything. We're just going to keep the piece of paper that I explained to Jerry. And then Alex will come over Tuesday and he'll re-explain absolutely everything to you.
Yeah, so please don't have him sign anything.
Of course. And you can verify with him right now that all I did was I showed him the design and I left him with a piece of paper that breaks it all down apples to apples.
Why did you choose my uncle? Like, what made you just knock on his door?
So I didn't knock on his door, actually. What happened was I had a few appointments. I was helping a few other families, and he was actually putting out his garbage, and we started having a conversation. And then I looked at my pre-reports, and because the front side of his house is completely south, that's what made the home eligible. So I'm going to hand you back to Jerry, and he'll explain to you everything. And then Tuesday at 12, Alex will pop over, and you guys can all talk about it.
Okay.
All right. Nice to meet you, Barbara.
Tuesday at 12.
Tuesday at 12.
Perfect.
Jerry, it was an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Yeah.
I can't wait to help.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasure talking with Barb as well. I'll see you Tuesday at 12.
You gotta do me one more favor.
If you like this video, like and subscribe.
See you guys on the next episode. Yeah, man, I feel really good about that. As you guys can see, he was 100% down to do it, but we want to get this thing to install. We want to help them. Like some people say, like not setting up people that are old, but like, dude, that really helps the situation. And we're in the business of serving, educating, and really helping him. If it can lower his bill, we're super thorough, and that's how you go through the process. See you on the next episode. What do you think are your biggest takeaways from today, Alex? Like, what do you think is like the biggest things that you are able to apply to your game, but also translate to your team?
The biggest takeaway that I had from following Taylor, hands down, just had to be the information. The seamlessness of using the slicks and then going directly into control was unlike anything I've ever seen. From watching his YouTube videos to watching reels, things that he does in the day-to-day, it's exactly what you get. He is as real as he shows he is on YouTube and all social media. I just want to say, anybody who may at all be wavering or may just be considering if or if not they want to really buy slicks or if they want to get into any of his trainings, as someone who's been in the game for about 3.5 years, I've done over $500,000 in sales. This was the most important training day I've ever had in my career. I've utilized the slicks in action, sat through multiple closes today where without them, I just feel naked. And to say that after being in a field for 3.5 years, and then to kind of transition into seeing this for one day, I don't know how I'd ever go back. I fell back in love with solar today. I feel like that's something I can truly say. I fell back in love with the process, and something that I have been struggling with. Obviously, we see in our industry a lot of change that's been happening even the past 2 years. Today, I fell back in love.
Yeah, I sell any freaking offer. Yeah, it don't matter, cause I do this proper. See me in my Nikes, I ain't dressing dapper.